everyone, and welcome to a special speed renovation for my Cats and Dogs Let's Play, because today we are turning Magnolia Station, which for many years has been a bakery, into a vet clinic. And just in case you haven't watched my Cats and Dogs Let's Play and you don't know like why exactly this is happening, ever since Get to Work came out, I've had this expansion pack legacy going on, so since that series I've been using a different generation of the same family for each expansion pack, so we are now on the 4th generation. And the main sim of my Get to Work Let's Play, Kevin, was the one who originally owned this bakery, and how that came to be was that he and his wife were both cops, but they always dreamed of leaving the force to open their own bakery, but were always afraid to make that leap because what if they failed? What if it didn't work out right? That's kind of a big undertaking. But after she unexpectedly passed away, he decided to just go for it and go for making their dream come true. So he bought this bakery, and unfortunately, he used all of their money to do it, so they had to sell their house, and he and his kids, there were 3 of them, all moved into the apartment up above the bakery, which was very cramped. So in my Get to Work Let's Play, all 4 of them were just living in this apartment above the bakery, and I just really enjoyed playing the game that way, and I don't know, like, this place just has a lot of history for me, because I made this like 3 years ago, and I've been, it's just been a part of my channel for a while. But anyway, after Kevin passed away, he passed this bakery on to his daughter Maya, who was the one who always showed the most interest in owning the bakery. Like, it was always a dream of hers, so she owned it for a while, and she had hoped that she would be able to pass it on to her son Cyrus, but unfortunately he didn't really have much of an interest in taking on the bakery and owning it. But she did grow very close with her daughter, or her granddaughter Piper, and while Piper didn't want to own a bakery, she really has always dreamed of owning her own vet clinic. So since no one else in the family really showed interest in taking on the bakery, taking on the family business, Maya decided to pass the bakery on to Piper in her will, but told her that she could turn it into the vet clinic that she really wanted, and gave her some money to renovate into that, because she, even if this building couldn't stay in the family for what it was originally used for, like even if it couldn't stay a bakery, she still wanted it to be passed down to the family in some way. So she was all for Piper taking this and turning it into a vet clinic. So when Maya passed away, not that long before Piper's 18th birthday, she inherited the bakery. And then when she turned 18, which just happened like in the last part of the series, she aged up to young adult, she was supposed to get a little bit of money to be able to renovate this place. So I did give her 30,000 simoleons to work with to renovate this place and make it into something different. So I did renovate the downstairs bakery part of it, and I turned that into a vet clinic, and then I also renovated the apartment upstairs. And I just had a lot of fun doing this and just repurposing this build. And I like that there's like so much history in this build from all the Let's Plays that I've had. Like, there's just a bunch of family pictures all around, so I kept all those family pictures. I moved some of them downstairs into this area. Like, you have that picture of her great-grandfather on his wedding day. That was actually to his second wife after his first wife passed away, because he did remarry many years later. And then these are pictures. That picture I just hung up there was a picture that her grandmother took when she went to Granite Falls. So there's some nature pictures that she took, because her grandmother Maya was also really into photography. So you may have seen where there's a photo booth down in the basement. So unfortunately I did get rid of that, because that's not really of much use to Piper. So the basement does end up being where I put the surgery station. There's also an empty room down there that could potentially be turned into a future exam room, because I didn't want to fill up every space in this. I wanted there to be some room to grow in the future, so I left some spaces empty. I also ended up using all of the battered looking equipment that came with this pack, because I just really didn't want her to have it all right from the beginning. Like, I wanted there to be a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of something to work for. So while I do have the nice examination tables out now, at the very end I do go and change those to the more battered ones, just to get a little bit more money for when I was renovating the upstairs, because I didn't want to use any more money. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to having her improve what she started here. It is already really nice for someone's starter vet clinic, but we're 20-something parts into the series, so I think it's fine to start with a little bit of a leg up and not have some really tiny cramped vet clinic. Like, I think it'll be really fun to play with this. And just with the look of this place, I was trying to go for a mix of having like brighter pops of colors with more of an industrial style, and I'm really happy with how that turns out. And I figure that once she's done the most she can do here, like getting the nicer equipment and putting in a couple more exam rooms downstairs, because I think there is room down there for a couple more of the exam tables. I think, if we get to this point, the next move for her is perhaps to even open a second vet clinic, but I'm not sure if we're gonna get to that point before this series ends, because I'm probably gonna have this series be like 40 parts. So we've got 18 more parts, so we'll see how far she gets with this series. With this vet clinic in this series, because she does have a bit of a leg up over someone just starting with the starter amount of money, but I don't know, it might be challenging to get her to 5 stars and to get her to where she's making enough money that she would be able to open a second vet clinic. So we'll probably just end up sticking with this one, but who knows, like if I end up continuing the whole expansion pack legacy thing I have going on, like maybe we'll jump to the future when she's owning multiple vet clinics. I don't know, but that's getting way ahead of myself. And this place has actually been renovated before, because back when Maya took it over, I did renovate a little bit just to brighten things up, because originally the bakery part of it looked a little bit more dingy and dated, so I just made it look a little bit more colorful to kind of go with Maya's style. But I've hardly touched the apartment part of this build since I made it. Like, I've made a few tweaks here and there, but the apartment part is largely the same, so I really enjoyed just going in and fixing that up. And I try to keep some things the same, like I try not to radically change everything. Like you'll see that I kept the brick wall through a lot of it, like in the basement, and then I also kept the same floors that we had down here and upstairs, just because I still wanted it to look kind of like it used to. And then also, like in the apartment part of it, I did keep the same wood floors that I had originally and the same brick wall in parts of it, although I think I added a little bit more brick to it. But oh yeah, also I will have Piper move in here eventually, because since and a few of you who watch the series have also like suggested that I do this too, but since Piper owns this place and it has an apartment above it, I figured that once she gets to the point where she's going to be living on her own, I might as well just have her move in here. Like, I think that would be really perfect, but I'm not going to do that right yet. Like, in the next part, she's not going to be living here, although in the next part of the series, I will be having her run the place, like, open it, so I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I don't think there's really a need to rush her moving out of her parents' house, so I'll probably wait till, like, part 26, I think. That's what I was thinking, to have her start living here on her own. But prior to that, I might have her spend the night here and that kind of a deal. Like, I'm not going to move all of her stuff into the bedroom until we actually have her move in, which I'll talk a little bit more about in the future. But I was thinking that rather than having her live here on her own, we could have her live with her friend Bridget. Although they did get an argument in the last part, and I'm not 100% sure where I want to go with that, but I would like to have them make up and still live together as roommates, but that's a bit off in the future anyway. And then for the third roommate, because there are 3 bedrooms here, Techie74 suggested that I have a whole new sim move in just to mix things up a little bit and add someone new into the Let's Play, because I think that would be more interesting than having her other friend Austin move in with her. Like, I just think it'd be really cool to have someone new to throw into the mix, kind of like she needed another roommate and put up a posting somewhere saying that she needed a new roommate, because I'd imagine that owning your own vet clinic and living on your own and dealing with utilities and all of that would get expensive, so she probably, needs the help with paying for everything. So what I was thinking was that rather than making this new sim myself, you all could make potential sims to be her roommate, and then I could go ahead and pick one of them to be that roommate. Kind of like, they're the Sims who are applying for the ad, I guess, and then I pick one. And then whatever other Sims I don't end up using, I'll just add into the game anyway, because I really did want to add more Sims that you all have made into the game anyway, because there's a lot of empty homes. So even if you make a Sim and they don't end up being picked as Piper's roommate, I still will most likely place them into the game anyway. So you'll probably see them around, and, I'll say who made the Sims that I added and all of that. But if you do want to make a sim to be Piper's potential roommate, then you can use the hashtag Piper roommate. So I'll actually use a different one this time than that other one that I always use, just to make it a little bit easier to find the roommates. And yeah, hopefully some of you make some. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to kind of getting into a new phase with this Let's Play. Like, I really enjoy it when you get to the point in a series where it kind of starts to go into a little bit of a different direction. Like, it just makes things feel a bit fresher. Oh, and as far as how long you have to make a sim if you want to do it, I guess that you probably have about a month, because part 26 is when I'm planning on having her move out on her own, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have her have that roommate right then. Like, I might have her and Bridget live here for a little bit and then have that, you know, be kind of like, oh, we need a third roommate. Let's, like, put out a posting for that. So it might not be till, like, part 27 or 28 that I would actually place a sim. So yeah, you probably have, like, a month or so to do it. But here I'm working on the main kitchen and dining area, and I was just trying to freshen things up a bit with this and make it have kind of a similar style to the lower levels. And this place has always just had kind of a wonky layout to work with. Like, it's definitely not a typical layout you would have for a house. And originally, like, back when I first built this place, it actually didn't even have a living room, because it was originally 4 bedrooms, because like I said, you had the father living with his 3 kids. So what is the living room here was actually one of the bedrooms. And when I originally built this, just because of how it was, like, I could not fit in a living room. But then once the oldest child, who was the one who had this room, moved out, then I just ended up turning this into a living room, and that's what it is now. Although it is kind of this, like, awkward space where it's like in its own separate room. But I realized a while ago, like back when I first turned this into a living room, that it actually looked weirder to take out the walls and make it more open. So it's just kind of its own room, which I think it's realistic anyway. Like, it's just kind of like they took the door off its hinges and then just used the space as a living room and didn't really end up knocking down any walls. So I think it does work really well in that way. But we are almost done with the main level, so we will be moving upstairs. And oh no, actually there was a bathroom we had to do down here before that. But I didn't actually really do much with the bedrooms. Like, the 2 smaller bedrooms I didn't do anything with other than replacing the carpet with wood floors. And then I did end up fixing up what's going to be Piper's bedroom, and like, actually I'll talk more about that like once we're actually doing it. But yeah, I didn't do anything with the bedrooms because I'm still not 100% sure like what I'm going to do with the roommate situation. You know, and obviously like I don't know who the third roommate's going to be. Like, I don't know what kind of a style their room would be. So I figured it'd be best just to not jump the gun on decorating those rooms, because I might end up having to redo it anyway if I do try to do it. So they're just going to be empty. And I mean, like I said anyway, I think it's just going to be Piper here for a part or two. So it just makes more sense to leave the rooms empty anyway. But I think likely what I'll do is I'll have that room on the lower level be Bridget's room, because it's a little bit bigger than the smaller room on the upper floor. And then when they get the third roommate, then that'll be their room. And so with that large room there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have it as is, like before Piper moves in. And then once she actually moves in, I'm going to put the same furniture that was from her bedroom at her parents' house into that room. And I did actually do that in this video because I wanted it to feel a little bit more complete than just leaving that bedroom the same, like just in case anyone wants to download this. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep like the version of the bakery, or not, it's not a bakery anymore, but I'm going to keep the version of the vet clinic with the older furniture until Piper moves in. And then once Piper goes to move in, then I'll swap it out for the version with a fixed up bedroom. And then since it'll be like she took the furniture from her parents' house, I'll just put some other kinds of furniture in her old room. Or, oh, I just had this idea. What if instead of keeping that as like a guest bedroom, we make it so her younger brother Jonah takes over her old room, because her old room, or her current bedroom, is a lot bigger than the room that her younger brother has. So yeah, that's a good idea. So I think once I'm trying to think of the timeline here, because I was thinking about aging up Jonah in part 24. Piper's going to be living on her own in part 26. So my plan was to age up in part 24 and then do like a makeover and room renovation in one video before part 25. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just renovate Piper's bedroom to be Jonah's, and then we'll just make Jonah's old bedroom like a guest bedroom / Piper's temporary bedroom. You know, like they already moved her stuff over a little ahead of her officially living there. I don't know, I'm probably thinking too hard about this, but I think something like that would work. Or maybe I'll just have her move out on her own in part 25, like part of the way through the part or something like that. We'll figure it out. Like, but basically he's going to be aging up right when she's moving out anyway. So I think it'd be perfect if we, you know, instead of him keeping his current bedroom, which is very small, we just move him into Piper's bedroom, which is bigger, and then make his old bedroom like the guest room, because we might as well have the smaller bedroom be the guest room. That just makes a little bit more sense. That's actually what happened in my parents' house too, because I always had the bigger bedroom, but then a little bit after I moved out and it was obvious that I wasn't going to be moving back into my parents' my brother just swapped bedrooms, so he took over the bigger one so I could have more space, which was a little weird at first, but I mean, it does make sense because I wasn't living there anymore, so he might as well take over the bedroom that had more space in it. But I'm getting really excited for this room renovation video now, so I think I'm just gonna renovate both of those bedrooms in the same video. So we'll just have a video where I give Jonah a makeover and then I renovate Piper's old bedroom into his bedroom and then turn his old bedroom into a guest bedroom. So I think that'll be fun. Really looking forward to doing that. So I'm hoping I can get to that in a couple of weeks. But yeah, we are finishing up Piper's room, just adding a bunch of pictures all over as decoration. And I will have this up for download just in case anyone wants to get it. So there'll be a link and information on that in the description. And that is going to be it. So I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the video.